Hello guys and welcome back to another video. Recently a company called Gravastar reached out to me wondering if I'd like to take a look at their really interesting looking speakers. Now these things have really crazy designs and I was very curious to take a look at them. But full disclosure, they are sponsoring this video, but I'll be giving my own opinions and I can't wait to see exactly what they sent over. So let's begin. Here is the box that made its way from China to my PO box here in Australia. And apparently this is from the future. That is definitely in reference to the futuristic cyberpunk aesthetic the speakers share. And the first speaker we've got is the Gravastar Venus G2, which is listed for $89 US, the smallest of the three speakers sent over. So let's open it up and see what's inside. And I must say the packaging feels very high quality. Included is the user manual, USB-C charging cable, and of course the speaker itself. And on first impression, the casing is made from some sort of metal and is super solid. And you can see just how big the sub is on the rear. And the USB-C cable is an L-shaped connector as the port itself is on the base of the speaker. And when powered on, you can press down the ear buttons to change between various colors. And I'll be giving my opinions on the sound quality of all the speakers at the end of the video. So let's take a look at the second speaker, the Gravastar Mozart, a speaker that looks like a robotic panda. Yeah, this is quite an out there design, and once again it has a very nice box. And if you're a fan of robots and or robot pandas, this might be the one for you. And it kind of has like a candle looking thing coming out of the head. And when powered on, the yellow light does illuminate from the top as well as the robotic eye. And although this is far bigger than the Venus G2, it only weighs 130 grams more. It's made from a pretty solid feeling plastic, not a metal casing like the G2. And last of all, we've got the big one, the Gravastar Mars Pro. The biggest and heaviest of the three speakers, coming in at 1.3 kilograms. This is also the most expensive of the three at $229 US. Both the other speakers were listed at $89 at the time of me making this video. And as with all the speakers sent over, the packaging is very high quality. This one also includes an auxiliary to USB-C cable if you wanted zero latency listening. This really has some heft to it, and the robotic legs do have some articulation thankfully. This will definitely make it a bit easier to store when on the go, and as you can see the size difference between them is quite remarkable, also weighing just over 3 times as much as the G2. Every one of the Bluetooth speakers has a unique design, the Panda Head Mozart model definitely being the wackiest. So the most important part, how well do they sound? Testing with a very bass-heavy track I recorded many years ago, the G2 performs impressively for the small size. At a maximum volume, I recorded a peak loudness of 96.3 decibels from 30 centimeters away. And here's what it sounds like playing a song by my old band. It's a bit hard to replicate the sound simply by recording the speaker, but I must say it does sound very good and has lots of volume. Now for the arguably weakest sounding of the three, at least through my ears, and by the way, I am actually deaf. The Mozart Panda speaker has noticeably less bass and a lower peak volume of 87.4 decibels. This one is definitely a little more style over substance, and I mean it sounds fine, but it does not compare to the smaller Venus G2 in terms of sound clarity. And last of all, the Mars Pro, the most expensive one. The extra size does mean there is capacitive volume control on the top which works really well. The RGB lighting also reacts to the music being played, and the large sound driver definitely pushes a lot of air, as you can see here. The soundstage is very clear, solid bass response with minimal distortion, even at peak volume, which is impressive. It is the loudest of the three speakers and honestly the best sounding, especially at higher volumes, reaching as loud as 97.7 decibels on my volume meter. Being the largest, it's not surprising that it has the most volume and the best bass response of the three. And in terms of portability and functionality, I'd personally go with the small Venus G2, which also sounds pretty good, but is way smaller, perfect for throwing in a bag and bringing with you. The Mozart Panda speaker is a design most people are either going to love or hate, and the Mars Pro and Venus models are at least a little more conventional and quite practical with the built-in telescopic stands. The advertised battery life is up to 10 hours, and I've run all of these for several hours and haven't yet needed to charge them. They can also be run in stereo pairs via Bluetooth if you were to purchase two identical models. Through my experience, they were also all super easy and quick to pair to my phone, all very well built products. Thank you very much for watching. Honestly, these are some very interesting, very well made speakers. But if you don't exactly care about the aesthetics of such a speaker, then there's probably no need to buy one. But if you do like the aesthetics of these speakers, they're definitely something you should consider. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and thanks to Gravastar for sending these over and sponsoring this video. You have a good day, and I'll see you in the next one.